Hi students, in today's lecture we are going to see some MCQs by using some basic methods, or sometimes we are also going to use the tricks. So let us see the first example. It is given GP is given A equals to 8 and T4 equals to 64 is given to us, that is the fourth term of GP, and we have to find R. We know the formula for the nth term of a GP is given by Tn equals to A into R raised to n minus 1. So putting n equals to 4 in this equation, you will get T4, and also putting the given value of A here, n equals to 4. A is given in the question, it is 8, and we have to find R. So as it is, n is 4, 4 minus 1. Now I will put the value of T4, which is 64, is equals to 8 into R cube. So dividing by 8 on both sides, I will get R cube equals to 8, and therefore R is equals to 2. Okay, so that is very simple. Let us move further for the second example. Here also we have given a GP, and R is equals to 2 is given. T9, the ninth term of GP is given, and we have to find A. The same question again. So here also we need the general formula for nth term, which is Tn equals to A into R raised to n minus 1. In this formula, I will put n equals to 9 because T9 is given to me, and also I will put R equals to 2. So what you get here, putting n equals to 9 and R equals to 2. Here I am putting n equals to 9, and here I am putting R equals to 2, and we have to find A. So here also n is 9, 9 minus 1, 8. Now put the value of T9, which is given to be 128, on the right side, A into 2 raised to 8. So this gives you A equals to 128 upon 256. The value of 2 raised to 8 is known to us. It is 256. So divide by 256 and you will get A to be 1 by 2. So the answer is option A. The correct answer is option A. Okay, let us move further for the third example. In this third example, we have given again a GP in which the third term and the seventh term are given, and we have to find the values of A comma R. Again, we will use the formula for Tn, which is A into R raised to n minus 1, and putting first n equals to 3 and then n equals to 7, we can obtain the formulas for T3 and T7, and then simplifying, see what I get here. N is equals to 3, I'm putting n equals to 3. So this A as it is, R raised to n is 3 here, 3 minus 1, 2. So you are getting T3 equal to A into R square. Let us call this equation 1. And again putting n equals to 7 in the same equation, this formula, I'm getting T7 equals to A into R raised to 7 minus 1, which is 6. Now I can divide this. I know the values of T3 and T7. If I take the division of these two equations, this A and this A will get cancelled, and we will have a simple equation in R only, and that will give me the value of R. Let us divide the second equation by the first equation. I am dividing the second equation by first equation. T7 upon T3, which is equals to AR raised to 6 upon AR square. Okay. Now put the value of T7, which is 0.00128, divided by T3 is also given 0.08, and this R raised to 6 upon R square will give me R raised to 4. So dividing, you will get here. So I just multiplied the numerator and denominator by 100. So I got here 0.0128, and here also 8. And the right side is R raised to 4 as it is. So again divide this numerator by 8. You will get this 0.0016, and the fourth root of which is nothing but 0.2. So we got the value of R, which is 0.2 from the options. I can directly say it is option C is the correct answer. You may find the value of A by putting this R equals to 0.2 in this equation 1, and then putting the value of T3, you can also find the value of A. But for MCQs, you should directly see the options. When I am getting R equals to 0.2 in only one option, then I must write that is the correct answer. We are learning this for CET, the competitive examinations, and in competitive examination you must see the options. Very important thing. You should not go for the detailed solutions up to last. If you can guess the answer, correct answer by any method, then you have to write that answer. If it is correct answer, then you have to write that correct answer. You may go for A. I will explain how to find A. Put in equation 1. So T3 is known to you. It is given T3. It is 0.08. On the right side, A as it is, and R we have calculated 0.2. So solving, 0.2 square is nothing but 0.04, and then dividing by 0.04, you will get A equals to 2. So C is the answer. Okay, let us move further for the fourth example. Again, a GP is given. The sum of two terms. S2 means the sum of two terms of GP. It is 8, and S4 means the sum of four terms, which is 80. And again, we have to find the values of A and R. So for that, you should know the formulas for SN. That is the sum of n terms of a GP is given by this formula. SN equals to A into R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1. So putting n equals to 2 and n equals to 4, you can obtain the formulas for S2 and S4, which are like this. I am putting n equals to 2 here. So A into R square minus 1 upon R minus 1. And S4 is equals to also, again putting n equals to 4 in this formula for SN, you will get S4 A into R raised to 4 minus 1 upon R minus 1. Now I have given the values of S2 and S4, and I am interested in A and R. So let us again take the division, that is S4 upon S2, because if I divide S4 by S2, this R minus 1, R minus 1, this A and this A will get cancelled. So only remains R raised to 4 minus 1 upon R square minus 1. If I take this division, see what you get there. S4 upon S2, this A get cancels, this R minus 1, R minus 1 get cancels, and we are left with this term. The numerator can be factorized. The value of S4 is given in the question, which is 80. The value of S2 is given 8, and the factors of this numerator are R square minus 1 into R square plus 1. So cancelling this R square minus 1, you will get simply R square plus 1, and we have R square plus 1 equals to 10, and therefore R square equals to 9, and hence R equals to 3. So from the options, again R equals to 3 is in option B, and there is the more probability of option B. But as there is none of these options, I must find the value of A. So corresponding to this R equals to 3, and using this equation for S2, I can get the value of A here. Let us see how to find. Now from S2 means in the formula for S2, I will put the value of given S2, which is 8. Then I have to find A. R is known to me, which is 3. So in the formula for S2, this one, I will put S2 to be 8. A is not known. R is 3. So 3 square here. Minus 1 upon R minus 1 means 3 minus 1. Simple calculations will give you A equals to 2. Just solve. 3 square is 9, minus 1 8. This 8 in the numerator and this 8 will get cancelled. And this 3 minus 1 2 will go in the numerator to the left side, and you will get A equals to 2 as the correct answer. So the answer is option B. Okay, let us see now the next example 5. Again in this question, R equals to 2 is given, and S8 is given to be 510, and we have to find the T3. So for finding T3, I need the values of A and R. R is given to me, so just I need the value of A by using this S8, and by using the formula for sum of n terms, I can find the value of A here. Let us write the formula for SN, which is A into R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1. This is the formula for sum of n terms of a GP. Okay, in this formula, if I put n equals to 8, I will get S8. Here, S8 equals to A into R is to 2 raised to 8 minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. Now put the value of S8, which is 510. I will put it here. 510 is equals to A, not known to me. 2 raised to 8 is 256 minus 1, which is 255. So A will be equals to 510 upon 255, which is 2. So I can find now by using this A equals to 2 and R equals to 2, I can find the third term of GP. The formula for Tn is known to you, A into R raised to n minus 1. In this case, A is 2, R is also 2, given question. Raised to n minus 1. N means here 3. We have to find the third term. So n minus 1 means 3 minus 1. So 2 square into 2 is 8. And so the answer is T3 equals to 8. Option C is the correct answer. Okay, hope you got this. The sixth example, the third term is given T3 equals to 36, T6 is given 972, and we have to find T8, and for that we need the value of A and R. Using the given two values, we will first find the values of A and R, then we can find T8. The formula for nth term is known to us, Tn equals to A into R raised to n minus 1. Put n equals to 3 here and you will get T3, which is A into R raised to 3 minus 1, that is AR square. And T6 can also be calculated similarly, A into R raised to 6 minus 1, that is A into R raised to 5. Now let us take this ratio, because if I take this ratio, this A will get cancelled and only the terms of R will remain there. So T6 upon T3 is equals to AR raised to 5 upon AR square. A cancels, and we have given the values of T6 and T3. T6 is given to be 972 upon T3 is given to be 36, and this ratio is R cube. So after performing this division, you will get 27. R cube is 27, means R equals to 3. Now using the first equation, I can obtain the value of A. So in the first equation, I will put actual value of T3, which is given to be 36 here. I have put here. Then A as it is, R is known to you now. It is 3. I'll put here. That raised to 2. And so solving this 3 square is 9. Divide by 9 and you'll get A equals to 4. So we got the value of A and we got the value of R. And so we can find now any term of that sequence. So T8 can be calculated by using the formula for Tn. Tn is given by A into R raised to n minus 1. In this case, I need to find T8. So I'll put n equals to 8. So T8 equals to A is 4. R is 3 raised to n minus 1 means 8 minus 1, that is 7. So the answer is 4 into 3 raised to 7, means option A is the correct answer. Okay, let us move further for the next example. 7th similar example, T8 is to T3 is given to me as 32 and S9 is also given, and we have to find T1, means we have to find A. T1 is nothing but the first term. So again I will write the formula for T8 by using this Tn. I can write T8 and T3 also. I had it in directly. I taken this ratio T8 upon T3 32. T8 by using this formula is nothing but AR raised to 7. T3 is AR square equals to 32. This AA get cancels. R raised to 7 upon R raised to 2 is nothing but R raised to 5 equals to 32. And so R is equals to 2. Now using the formula for SCN, I like to find the value of A. So S9 is given by the formula for Sn. Sn is given by this A into R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1. In this formula, I will put n equals to 9. So S9 will be equals to A into R raised to 9 minus 1 upon R minus 1. We have the value of R also, so we will put that here. S9 is equals to A. R is known, 2 raised to n means 9 minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. R is 2. So S9 is given as 2555. In the question it is given A as it is. This 2 raised to 9 is 512 minus 1 divided by 1. So this is nothing but 511. So A is equals to 2555 divided by 511, and which on division gives you A equals to 5. So A means nothing but the first term, and therefore T1 equals to 5 is the correct answer. Let us move further for the 8th example. It is very easy. A is given, R is given, and Sn, that is the sum of n terms, is given, and we have to find the value of n. I will use just the formula for Sn. The sum of n terms is given by this formula, A into R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1. So by putting So Sn is given to you 255, A is 3, R raised to n means 4 raised to n minus 1 divided by 4 minus 1. So this 4 minus 1 is 3, this 3 will get cancelled with this 3, and you will get this thing 4 raised to n equals to 256. Just take this minus 1 to that side, it will become plus 1, and we have this thing. So this 256 can be written as 4 raised to 4, and so by comparison n is equals to 4 is the correct answer. Okay. See now the ninth example. A equals to 5 is given, R equals to 2 is given, and Sn is given as 635. Same question, and you have to find n. Same, exactly same. Sn is known to you. A into R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1. Sn is 635. A is given 5. 2 raised to n minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. 635. Take this 5 to the denominator. This denominator 2 minus 1 is 1. So by solving, you will get this 2 raised to n equals to 128, and the right side can be written as 2 raised to 7. So by comparison, n is equals to 7 is the answer. These are very simple questions. I'm going fast. You can pause these videos if you have any doubt, or if you have any queries. You can pause these videos and you can perform the calculations by yourself to make these videos compact. I'm taking these fast. You can pause these videos and you can check the calculations. You can perform yourself. Let us see now the 10th example. If the nth term of a GP is given, then the first term and the common ratio means we have to find A and R. It is very basic question. We know the formula for nth term of a GP is given by A into R raised to n minus 1. In the question, the nth term is given to be this. So if you observe, the left hand side is same, and if you compare these, A is equals to 3 is there, R is equals to 4 is there. It is very clear. A means the first term is 3 and R the common ratio is 4. So the answer is 3 comma 4. A is 3 and R is 4. So that is option C. Okay, let us move further for the next number. Question number 11. These three terms are given in GP and we have to find X. We know that if the three terms are in GP, or if the numbers are in GP, then the ratio of the consecutive terms is a constant. That is, I can write this 3 plus x upon 2 plus x. The ratio of second term to the first term is equals to the third term to the second term. So here I have written, just by taking, by rearranging these terms, I will get 3 plus x. Take this 3 plus x to the numerator to left side and 2 plus x to this side. And just by simplifying this quadratic equation, the left hand side is nothing but 3 plus x whole square. And just I have multiplied these two brackets on right side. 9 into 2 is 18 here. 9 into x is 9x. X into 2 is 2x. And x into x is x square. Also square the left hand side. Using a plus b whole square, it is 9. 3 to the 6x plus x square, and the right hand side as it is, just added these two, 9 plus 2 11x. This x square and x square get cancels, and rearranging terms, I have taken this 11x to the left side. 6x minus 11x is minus 5x, and then taken this 18 to the right side. We got x equals to minus 9 by 5. Okay, these are simple questions. You pause these videos and you perform these calculations by yourself, so that you will get it clearly. So now if the three numbers, the positive numbers 3 comma x comma 5 comma y are in GP, again the same thing is given. GP means the ratio of the consecutive terms is constant, means second upon first, that is x by 3 equals to 5 by x equals to y by 5. Ratio of consecutive terms is constant. So I have written x by 3 equals to 5 by x equals to, just by solving these equations, there are two equations and we can solve them for finding the values of x and y. So from these first two terms, x by 3 is equals to 5 by x, I will get x into x, x square equals to 15, that is x equals to root 15. So in no options, x is equals to root 15 is given. Therefore, at this stage only I can write the option is none of these. But if you want to find the value of y, you can consider this first term equal to last term, or the second term equal to say, third term, and then performing the calculations, you can obtain the value of y. But for MCQ, for in MCQ examinations, you must look the options carefully. While solving the problems, you must look the options carefully. If I'm getting x equals to root 15 and no option is showing that x is root 15, so definitely this is the answer. None of this is the answer. Or if there is only one option showing this x equals to root 15, then that is the answer only. So you should not go for why. Why should I waste the time? Then now again to find the value of y, I have considered first term equal to last term. X by 3 equals to y by 5. X is given as root 15 upon this 3. I have taken this 5 to the left side, and by solving you can get the value of y like this, and which is not there, so answer is none of these. Let us see now the 13th example. Four numbers are in GP such that the product of their extremes means the endpoints, is 108 and the sum of middle two terms is 24. So such type of problems can be used by using the reverse method. You can look the options, and you can check which of the following options satisfy the given condition. So let us solve this by using the reverse method. You can find that only option C is the GP. Four numbers are in GP, so the numbers must be in GP. But you observe this 10 upon 9 and this ratio 11 upon 10 are not same, so this is not a GP. Again see here, 18 upon 2 is 9 and 6 upon 18 is 1 by 3. Again the ratio is not same, and therefore this is also not a GP. But in this case this is a GP. 6 upon 2 is 3, 18 upon 6 is 3, 54 upon 18 is 3, and therefore this is a GP. So the first condition is satisfied by only option C. So therefore I can say that either C is the option or none of these is the answer. So these two are definitely not the answers, A and B, because they are not GP, they are not satisfying the first condition. Okay, so let us see now the remaining conditions for option C. The first condition is that GP, it is a GP now, such that the product of their extremities means the end terms is 118. You can observe this product. The product of n terms 2 and 54 are the extremities, and their product come to be 108, and therefore the second condition is satisfied. And the sum of middle terms is also 6 plus 18 24, and thus all the conditions are satisfied by option C, and therefore the correct answer is option C. Okay, so in such type of problems you can use the check method, the trial error method. So let us see now the next question. This is also a similar question. Three numbers whose sum is 24 are in AP. So let us see first which of the following are APs. So if I check the differences for AP, the difference of consecutive terms should be same. So if I check the difference, 13 minus 3 is 8, and this 8 minus 13 is minus 5. So this is not AP. Let us see this. 8 minus 4 is 4 and 12 minus 8 is 4. So this is an AP. Let us see this. 3 minus 13 is minus 10. 8 minus 3 is 5. So this is not GP because the difference is not same. So the only B is the GP. So B is the AP. The difference of consecutive terms, if it is same, then it is an AP. So only B satisfies the condition of AP because the difference of consecutive terms in this case is 4, and so this is an AP. Now let us see the remaining conditions. So only option B is an AP. Let us see now the remaining conditions. What more is given? Whose sum is 24, and it is in this case the sum is 24. The sum is 24, and it can be easily observed that the sum of given three numbers is 24. So 4 plus 8 plus 12 is 24. Now let us see the last condition. It is given that the first term is decreased by 1. So in option B, if I decrease this first term by 1, I will get 3. The second is increased by 2. If I increase the second term by 2, I will get 8 plus 2, 10. And the third is kept as it is, means I will get 12. Then the resulting numbers are in GP. But actually if you check that this ratio 10 by 3 and this 12 by 10 are not same. 10 by 3, the ratio of consecutive terms, is not same, and therefore this is not a GP, and therefore B is also not the answer. So the answer is D. Instead of the second term is increased, if it is given that the second term is decreased by 2, then that last condition will also be satisfied. now presently the answer is option D. अभी आंसर इसका D है, लेकिन अगर क्वेश्चन में इंक्रीज्ड की जगह पे डिक्रीज्ड दिया होता तो हमें ये कंडीशन भी मिल जाती थी. इफ द सेकंड टर्म इज डिक्रीज्ड बाय 2, so what will I get if I decrease the second term by 2 instead of increasing the second term by 2? If I decrease this 8 by 2, in this case I may get here 6, and you can observe that 6 upon 3 is 2 and 12 upon 6 is also 2. The three numbers will become or will form a GP. So presently the answer is option D. Instead of increased, the second term is increased by 2. If it is given decreased, then option may be B. Okay. Let us see now the next number 15. Again, similar question. The three numbers whose sum is 18 are in AP, and these 2, 4, 11 are added them respectively. The resulting is GP, then the given numbers are. Let us see first which of the following are the APs. 6 minus 9, the difference is minus 3. 3 minus 6, the difference is minus 3. So this is an AP. This is an AP. 9 minus 3 is 6, and 6 minus 9 is minus 3. 9 minus 3 is 6, and 6 minus 9 is minus 3. So this is not an AP. The first condition is not satisfied. So this cannot be the answer. Now in the option C, this difference 6 minus 3 is 3 and 9 minus 6 is 3, and therefore this is also an AP. The first condition of AP is satisfied by option A and option C. Now let us see the another condition. If 2, 4, 11 are added to these numbers, then we will get a GP. So in this case, we can observe that options A and C are the APs. Now their sum is also 18. The condition for sum is 18. That is also satisfied. And now let us see option A for the third condition. In third condition, what is given? If we add 2, 4, 11, then we get a GP. Now let us add 2, 4, 11 to these numbers. If I add 9 plus 2, I will get 11. Then if I add 4 to this 6, I will get 10. And if I add 3 to this 11, I will get 14. And this is not GP. Because if you observe this ratio 10 by 11 and 14 by 10 are not same. Or one may verify the product of first and last term is equal to the square of middle term. If it is so, then it is a GP. But it is not satisfied by option A, and therefore option C may be the answer. Let us see for option C now. If I add 2, 4, 11 to the given numbers, if I add 2 to the first number in this option C, I will get 3 plus 2 to be 5. If I have 4 to the second, I will get 4 plus 6 to be 10. And if I add 11 to the third, I will get 20. And you can observe that this 10 upon 5 is 2 and 20 upon 10 is also 2, and therefore it is a GP. So the answer in this case is option C is the correct answer. Okay, let us move further for next number 16th question. The fifth and eighth terms of GP are given to me, and you have to find. We have solved this type of example. इसके पहले हमने इस टाइप का एक एग्जांपल सॉल्व किया है जिसमें हमें फिफ्थ टर्म और एट टर्म दिया है, and it is asked to find the fourth term. So just we need the formula for Tn, which is a into r raised to n minus 1. By putting n equals to 5 in this formula, I will get a r raised to 4 to be T5. T5 is given to you. The fifth term is given to be 32. So I have written here 32. A r raised to 4 equals to 32. And T8 can also be calculated using the same formula. If I put n equals to 8 here, T8 will be equals to a into r raised to 8 minus 1, 7. Now the value of T8 is 256. So a r raised to 7 becomes 256. Divide the second equation by the first equation. That a will get cancelled. R raised to 7 upon r raised to 4 is nothing but r cube. And this division on the right side is 8. You can perform the calculations. And therefore r equals to 2. Now by putting this r equals to 2 in equation 1, see what I get. A as it is, then r is 2 here, 2 raised to 4, and the right side is 32. So this 16 can be divided to the right side, and you will get a equals to 2. So by using the values of a and r, we can find T4 by using the formula for Tn. T4, a into r raised to n minus 1. A is nothing but 2 here. R is also 2. 2 into this is r. 2 raised to n minus 1 means 4 minus, n is 4 in this case. So n minus 1 is 4 minus 1, 3, and the value comes to be 2 cube is 8, 8 into 2 is 16, and so the correct answer is 16. The fourth term is 16 and it is given in option C. Okay, let us move further. The fifth, eighth and 11th terms of a GP are PQR respectively, then we have to find. So here is one trick. So you have to remember, if you have to solve this problem, then it will become very complicated, it will become very lengthy. But if you use this trick, if you can observe that uh, in this fifth and eighth term, from the fifth to eighth term, three terms are added, 3 is added, and then from fifth to 11, 6 is added, and there is a trick here. Let us see this trick. If this is a GP, then these terms Tn, Tn plus k and Tn plus 2k are also in GP. Let us verify this trick. Before going to the solution of this problem, let us verify whether this is true or not. Let us consider a GP, simple GP I will consider. This is a GP 1, 2, 4, 8. This is your T1, this is your T2, this is your T3, this is your T4, this is your T5. What the trick says, if this is a GP, Tn means T1, T2 and so on, Tn and so on is a GP, then these numbers Tn, Tn plus k and Tn plus 2k also forms a GP. So I will consider first term T1. Let us see here T1. Then T1 plus k, k I am taking here 2. You can take any value of k. I am taking in this case 2. For simplicity I am taking 2 k. So in this case n means 1, then Tn plus k, n is 1 and plus k, and then Tn plus 2k, k is 2 now, so 2k will be 4. So T1, T3 and T5 are also in GP. This trick says that if Tn is a GP, then Tn, Tn plus k and Tn plus 2k is also a GP. So let us verify. T1 in this case T1 is 1, then T3 the third term is this 4 and T5 is this one. First term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth. This is T1, this is T3 and this is T5. Let us verify whether it is a GP or not. 1, 4, 16. 1, 4, 16. This is a GP because 4 by 1 is 4 and 16 by 4 is. So this trick is verified. You can verify more examples by considering this GP by taking any nth term, any term, and then by adding k and then 2k to these terms, you will get again a GP. So let us observe in this case T5, T8 and T11. T5, then T8 can be obtained by writing 5 plus 3. And this is k now. In this case, k is 3. So 2k means 6. So T5, T8 and T11 are also in GP. 5th, 8th, 11th term of a GP are again in GP by using this trick. By using this trick, I can say here Tn, then Tn plus k, then Tn plus 2k, k is 3. So these are in GP. Means that PQR in GP. That means Q by P equals to R by Q. Or you can write the product of first and third term, that is P into R, is equals to Q square. So that is the answer, option D. Very simple. You should remember this very important simple trick. If you go by basic method, it will become very difficult, very lengthy problem, and so you must remember this trick in examinations. Such type of problems can be asked in JEE examinations. Remember, students, remember that the questions in CET examination, JEE examination are needed to be solved in less than 2 minutes. That means there must be some tricks, or the questions must be somewhat shorter questions, some simple questions should be there. And if you find that they are somewhat difficult, if they seems difficult, then there must be some tricks, because the time is very small, very less, and you have to solve that questions, and therefore the questions asked in JEE or CET are tricky questions, and so you must think of the tricks. In the next lecture we are going to see the tricks here. So now in this question, very easy. X, Y, Z are in GP. X, Y, Z are in GP, and we have to find where in which progression these three log X, log Y, and log Z are. The meaning of X, Y, Z are in GP is known to you. Y by X is equal to Z by Y, or I can write X into Z is equal to Y square. Y into Y by square, X into Z is Y square. Taking log on both sides because I need log X, log Y, log Z. So taking log on both sides, I can write log of xz equals to log of y square. The property of log of xz, log of the product, is equal to sum of their logs. Log of xz is known to you. It is log x plus log z. Okay, and this log of y square is 2 log y, exponent property, and it can be easily observed that these are in AP. Sum of first and third, if it is equal to twice the middle, then it is a AP. Sorry, it is an AP. If the sum of first and last term, log x is first, log z is last, and this is middle. Sum of first and last, if it is equals to 2 times the middle, then it is an AP. So the given numbers are in AP. Okay, let us move further for number 19. These numbers are in GP. Again, the same concept. If the three numbers are in GP, then the product of first and last is equal to square of the middle. Like this, the product of first x and last is 3x plus 3 is equal to square of the middle. So solving, you will get an equation. Carefully solve this. Just multiply x into 3x is 3x square, x into 3 is 3x. The square on the right side is 4x square plus 4 to the 8x plus 4. So just rearranging these, you will get a quadratic, and solving this quadratic, factorizing, you will get x plus 1 into x plus 4, and by simplifying I will get x equals to minus 1 or x equals to minus 4. So let us see what happens if I take x equals to minus 1. What happens to this GP? If I put x equals to minus 1 in the given terms, means here, here, and here. If I put x equals to minus 1, the first will be minus 1. If I put x equals to minus 1 here, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2 plus 2 is 0. And if I put x equals to minus 1 in the last, then also I am getting 0. So I am getting the terms like this minus 1, 0, 0, which is not a GP because the ratio of second to first is 0 and the ratio of third to second is not 0. It is not 0 upon 0 is not 0. It is not defined and therefore it is not a GP. So let us consider the next value, that is x equals to minus 4. If I put now x equals to minus 4 in the given terms, means here if I put x equals to minus 4, I will get minus 4. If I put x equals to minus 4, then minus 4 into 2 is minus 8 plus 2 is minus 6. And if I put lastly x equals to minus 4, I'll get minus 4 into 3 minus 12 plus 3 is minus 9. So this is now a GP. You can very easily check this is a GP. Minus 6 upon minus 4, that is 6 by 4, which is 3 by 2, and also minus n upon minus 6 is 3 by 2. So it is a GP in which the first term is minus 4 and the common ratio is 3 by 2. And we need to find the fourth term. So A, the first term, which is minus 4, the common ratio minus 6 by minus 4 is 3 by 2, and we have to find T4 by using the formula for A into R. Rest A is minus 4, R is 3 by 2, raised to n minus 1. This is n now 4. So 4 minus 1, 3. So solving these calculations, we will get minus 27 by 2 as the correct answer, which is given in option D. Let us see now the 20th example. The question, it is given that a man borrows rupees 8,190 without interest and repays the loan in 12 monthly installments. If each installment is double the preceding one, then the first and last installments are. So, as there is no interest, the total amount to be repaid is nothing but 8190, and in each month he has to double the previous amount. So let us first suppose that the first installment be say rupees A. So by given condition he has to double in the second month, means the second installment will be 2A, third installment will be 4A, and likewise. So A, 2A, 4A, 8A, these are the installments in successive months. You can observe that this is a GP because 2A upon A is 2, 4A upon 2A is also 2, and likewise. So this is a geometric progression in which the first term is A and the common ratio is R equals to 2. Okay. So the total amount to be repaid is nothing but 8,190 in 12 months. This n is equals to 12, and the sum of these 12 months is nothing but 8,190. That is, yes, 12 is given to you as 8,190. You know the formula for SN, which is A into bracket R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1. So using that formula, I can write S12 to be A into R is nothing but 2 in this case, 2 raised to n, that is 12, minus 1 upon 2 minus 1, and it is given to be this much. So performing these simple calculations, you will get A. So this is A into the 2 raised to 12 is nothing but 4096 minus 1. So dividing by this 4095 to the right side, you will get A to be equals to 2. That is the first installment is 2. Now we want the last installment, that is T12, the last term T12, by using the formula for Tn, that is A into R raised to n minus 1. A is 2, R is also 2, and as we have to find the 12th installment, n minus 1 is 12 minus 1, that is 11, and solving or performing the calculations, you will get 4096 as the last installment. Okay, if you got this. So dear student, in today's lecture we have seen the 20 multiple choice questions from APA and GP. In most of the problems we have discussed the detailed solutions. In some problems we have used the reverse method, or one can say the check method. In coming lecture we are going to see some tricky problems, some tricks, and using the tricks we will solve some examples. To get more such type of videos, subscribe to our channel so that you will get the notifications of our new videos. If you have any kind of problem, queries regarding these videos or the contents, you can comment in the comment box. So you got this. Thank you. Thank you.